La verdad. Hola, Tima. Ahora, el momento de ser una desgraciada.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
No.
had simply missed a memo.
No voy a hacer lo que tú me dices porque yo domino mis propias decisiones. Así que me chupas el pico.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Empoderada. Yo hago lo que me da la gana.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yo quiero café.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
La primera puerta a su izquierda. No. Adiós.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Bueno, perdón. Ok. ¿Y esto? Requiere una tarjeta.
Este es un buen momento para recordarte que este es un extracto de uno de mis directos de Twitch, donde hago stream todos los días iniciando a las 11 p.m. hora Venezuela. El link, tanto de mi Twitch como el resto de mis redes, estará en la descripción. Disfruta el resto del video, ¿ya?
¿Y no me compras una Pepsi de máquina? Sí. A ver, Pucha, ¿yo puedo bajar de acá? No, ¿verdad? Está como medio peligroso. Oye, ahí hay una puerta. Ahí hay otra. Oigan, yo quiero ir allá. Yo quiero ir allá. Bueno.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
¿Tú crees?
Here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm
Mentira.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
No.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Por ella.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ok. ¿Por qué está todo oscuro?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait.
No.
Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Sí.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone.
No.
He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
No.
Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
No.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
¿Qué
How had
cosa?
I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this
Acabas de
helpful
romper la cuarta
instructional
pared,
video.
sí.
Choice. It's the
Aye.
best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person
están
named
regando.
Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Choice.
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is
está
it
regañando el
4:30?
juego.
I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
Ay,
Do you
Dios.
make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to
dando
the
una lección,
world,
loco, ¿qué
just
es
remember
esto?
that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Está bien, ya te hago caso. Déjame ver a mi familia.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we
no
can't
estaba
have you
antes.
jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Lidia tu cola. Tapas el texto, Ina. Tapa el texto. Está bien. Fíjate un Dark Souls. No, ni mergas. Ya estoy yendo otra
Almost
vez.
there.
Bueno, es que no puedo hacer
You'll
mucho.
take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
¿Cuántas gracias por si fue la webcam que venía al stream? A ver, entonces voy a hacer una cosa, que es bajar el vtuber. Es que si no, no puedo. Echarlo más acá. Ok.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as
Okay.
Stanley would.
Okay.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Okay.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Okay.
entered the door on his left.
Ok. A la derecha, entendido.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No. ¿Qué le pasa a esta habitación? ¿Qué le pasa a esta habitación? Ok, ya voy a la izquierda. Ya. Ya estoy aquí.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
Perdón.
For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
No.
I have to.
No.
I have to.
No. No.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All
¿Qué le
right.
hiciste al narrador, chingada
When Stanley
madre?
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ese vino tiene la misma paciencia que yo, ya se emputó.
Te juro que no fue con mala intención.
Yo llevo 7 meses, él como 1 hora, no mames.
Y nada más la usando de un pobre narrador. Bueno, vamos a tomarla de... Otra vez.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Está
I'm quite
bien.
sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hay que entre por la izquierda. Peneco. Está bien, ya voy.
No! Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
Mírala
his
cómo
left.
sonríe. Mírala
Está
cómo
bien.
sonríe.
Ya, y entra a la izquierda. ¿Ves? Llegué a la oficina. Feliz.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Me cerraste la puerta del closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Esto estaba abierto, Esto estaba abierto. Me acaba de cerrar las escaleras. Una pinga. Así no era la oficina.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Tiburón 115. ¿Cómo hablo?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Tiburón nocturno 115. ¿Cómo lo digo?
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Sí, no puedo
You
hablar.
didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Tiburón nocturno 115. Chingas a tu madre si no me escuchas.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
Eso quería.
Why did you come this way?
Tú me
Speak.
obligaste.
Say something to me.
Tú me
Explain yourself,
obligaste.
you coward. You...
Tú me... Mamá pinta.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stanley?
Stanley? Hello?
Stanley?
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Creo que
Anything.
encontré el último final
This
del
is more
juego.
important than you can ever know.
Sin pasar por los
I
demás.
need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
Te escucho.
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
Te juro que yo te escucho. ¿Narrador?
Okay.
¿Narrador?
It's okay, I can wait.
No, te juro que sí te escucho, güey.
Time to decide.
No. Para.
Time to make sure your choice is correct.
Te
That is
juro
the
que yo estoy escuchándote, güey.
That's all right.
Te juro.
I'll wait for
Mira,
you to
mira.
decide
Soy
what's the
yo.
right thing to
Soy yo.
do.
Soy yo.
Take as much time as you need.
Te juro que soy yo, güey. Te lo juro, narrador. Hola, Diego. Gracias por el follow. 427 somos nosotros. Rompiste el narrador y lo deprimiste.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ok, está bien, ya voy.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ooh.
Wow. Yes, this
Adios.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Está bien.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Por el impulso de idiotez. Quiero ir. Pero... no, Ina, no. Hay que tenga miedo a morir que no nazca. ¿Dónde estoy?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
No, porque
he
es
wanted to
este-
wander about and get even
Tontos.
further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go,
¿Para dónde?
from here, it's, left.
Ok.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Ah, ok. Está bien.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Tengo todo el día.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down,
Mamoncito se puso,
left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This
Okay.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ok. Pero esto es un camión. Ok.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick,
Perdón.
Stanley, close your eyes.
Cierra los ojos.
Okay. We just have to get back to,
¿Qué
who am I
hacemos?
kidding? It's all rubbish now.
No, yo no arruiné
The whole
nada.
story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Está
And this
bien.
time, suppose we don't wander so far off
Okay.
track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Ok. Ningún tipo le gusta... ¿Cómo? Está bien.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ok. Vamos a ir a la oficina del jefe sin ningún contratiempo. Vamos a hacerle caso al narrador al 100%.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
¿Tú crees?
Stanley,
No.
did you change anything when we were back in that room
Yo
with
no
all the
toqué
monitors?
nada.
Did you move the story somewhere?
No,
or...
yo no hice nada.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the
entonces, ¿para qué
story.
chingas?
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
A ver, ¿cuál escojo? De Tin Marín de Do Pingüe. Chingón. Yo quiero ir para allá. Bueno. Tin Marín de Do Pingüe. Where I am. Ay, esto me lleva al mismo sitio.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No, me niego.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. Y Nelly es la única puerta tapada. Está bien.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ay. Ok, está bien. Ahora sí te voy a hacer caso, narrador.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
¿Tú
I
crees?
might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Ábreme la puerta. ¿Qué busco yo ahora? Todo está cerrado. No pasé nada por alto. Tú pasaste todo por alto. Mira, ahora no se abre ninguna puerta.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Ok. Creo que no estamos yendo a ningún
No,
lado.
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Narrador, que quiero que sepas que eres muy insoportable.
Now this...
Narrador,
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
tú
I
sabrás.
can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Yo no sé
Well,
nada.
do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Ok, aquí vamos otra vez. This
All
time-
right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Ok,
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
ok, yo sigo la línea. Yo voy a seguir la línea.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
A ver.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Ok. No sé lo que quiero, ahora voy a seguir la línea.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Tú hiciste la
Line. You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
¿Y ahora qué, güey? Si me voy por allá se va a molestar, así que voy a tomar el otro camino. Vamos a ir por acá. Para que él no se moleste. Bueno. Esto fue un récord. No mamen. Pues voy a seguir por acá, ¿no? El camino de siempre, ya fue. Ah, pues no. Pues eso, todo esto está bloqueado. No, bueno, no tengo opción ya, ¿eh? Yo vine de allá. Todo está cerrado. No tengo más opción.
no, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No. Otra vez. Yo hago lo que me da la gana.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
No, Guido.
We're intelligent people, right?
No.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yo te sigo.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Me dediqué al narrador.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Ok. Él me dice que no le haga caso a ella, así que yo voy a ir por el lado que donde vinimos. Yo no le hago caso a ninguna línea. ¿Qué chinga su madre la línea? Y no 2000 de IQ. ¡Chinga su madre la línea! Bueno, ya no tengo otra opción. Tremendo espacio no euclidiano. ¿Ok? ¿Qué? Tocará seguir la línea narrador, perdóname, pero es que no tenemos otro camino, güey. De paso, ¿quién pinta líneas así? No sé, con cartelitos. O sea, que me gasto de pintar. Ah, claro.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Okay.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Ok. ¿Y esto? Mira, no me inspira tanta confianza porque la verdad estoy como que unos monitores ahí. Yo tengo miedo, ¿eh? Pero bueno.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do
Lo
it.
vas a hacer.
And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the
no.
cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Ay, no. Otra vez. Ok, vamos a...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vamos a seguir la historia así. Quiero que sepas que esto es culpa tuya y solo tuya, rompiste el narrador.
When Stanley came
Le voy
to
a
a
seguir
set
el
of two
juego.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ok, le voy a hacer caso. Miren, le estoy haciendo caso al narrador. ¿Ven?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Ok, ya voy.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Pero la escalera también se puede bajar. Y él no dijo subir para arriba, así que yo lo voy a tomar como un subir para abajo.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all,
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Plot twist,
Did
no
the
era un
voice not see him
sueño.
float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
No me grites.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No cierres.
He
No,
felt the
Stan-
cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
no,
the
Stanley.
press of the mattress on his back,
Stanley.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
Cerramos los ojos con Stanley.
Everything will be fine.
Todo estará bien.
I am
Está bien.
okay.
Estoy bien. Estoy bien.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Matamos a
I am
Stanley.
sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel
Güey,
better.
matamos a Stanley.
Then
güey.
she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Matamos a Stanley.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Le hicimos la morición, sí, güey. ¿Podemos empezar otra vez, por favor? Yo no quiero morir. Ok. ¿Tú estará bien? Sí, sí.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Está bien.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Sí, lo sé.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Quiero contestar la llamada. Quiero contestar la llamada que no pude contestar por
Stanley was so
internet.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look,
Is he
Stanley,
salto?
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Okay.
Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Lo haré,
She's been waiting.
lo haré.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Hola. Hola. Hola.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Tengo esposa.
All right.
Tengo
Okay,
esposa.
there we go. All right, now, I want you to
No
come in
puedo
and
ver.
tell me all about your
¿Me estás diciendo afeminado?
Gotcha.
No.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Hijo de... No, ¿sabes qué? Yo no quiero tu caridad, mamá pinga. Adiós.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Mami.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Buen día, empleado. 400. Oprime G en tu teclado. No. No. No, dije que. Ok.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oprime Y.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought
Me está tratando como
excited him
idiota.
terribly.
Me siento idiota.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open
Apenitas.
doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his
Me voy ya.
decisions would mean something
Bye,
was
Marcos.
almost too wonderful to behold.
Oprime G para preparar la cena.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room
Porque esto
with
se parece a la
monitors and
oficina.
mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
Un juego con
And
un
he
bebé.
called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this
Parece la
free.
oficina, la verdad.
Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remembers...
And we don't even care about what they say. We're just blah, 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 blah.
Muchísimas gracias. Voy a hablar por esto me hace raid. ¿Qué andaban haciendo? Pasen chismecito.
Aquí andamos jugando Stanley Parable y estamos en un final medio confuso. Está todo muy surrealista. Pasen, pasen, pasen. ¿Tienen hambre? Chris vende empanadas.
remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Presiona acá para estar tirado. Tú no me dices qué hacer.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply
En
play
este
to my
juego no me
intended
regañan,
purpose,
¿sí, güey?
the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Ok, está
Perhaps,
bien.
well, maybe this time he'll see.
Está bien.
Maybe this time.
Ok,
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
muere, por favor.
And I tried.
¿Me acabo de matar? ¿Será cabrón? ¿Hola? No otra de esas más, ayúdenme, por favor, ya no quiero jugar.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
¿Nuevo contenido?